Let me ask you something. If you put everything you had into one stock and it dropped 40%, what would you do? Most people panic and sell, and that panic is usually what turns a bad trade into a permanent loss. But here's the thing. If that stock was only 5% of your portfolio, a 40% drop would cost you 2% of your total money. That's uncomfortable, but it's survivable. You can think clearly. You can stick to your process. You can even buy more if the thesis still holds. That's what portfolio construction does. It doesn't make you a better stock picker. It makes your mistakes smaller and your wins bigger over time. And today I'm going to show you how to use AI to build a portfolio structure that protects you without watering down your returns. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the AI Portfolio. I'm your host, a CFA charter holder with years of professional market experience. This channel gives everyday investors the same tools and thinking that used to be reserved for Wall Street, free every week. Nothing here is financial advice. This is a research skill. Let's build it. All right. There are 3 things we're going to cover today. Position sizing, how much to put in each stock. Sector diversification, how to spread your risk across different parts of the economy. And using AI to stress test your portfolio before you invest a single dollar. Let's start with position sizing. Open ChatGPT or Claude and paste this prompt. Write it down or pause the video. I am building a stock portfolio. I have X dollars to invest. Please recommend a position sizing framework based on the following. I want to hold between 10 and 20 stocks. I am a long-term investor with a time horizon of at least 5 years. I am comfortable with a moderate risk. I can handle individual positions dropping 30 to 40% without panicking, but I don't want any single stock to be able to cause catastrophic damage to my overall portfolio. Please suggest 1. A maximum position size as a percentage of the portfolio. 2. How to think about core positions versus smaller speculative positions. 3. A simple rule I can follow every time I add a new stock. What you get back is a personalized sizing framework. The specific percentages will vary based on your inputs, but the structure is what matters. A clear rule you follow every time before emotion gets involved. Here's the framework I personally find most useful. Think of your portfolio in 3 tiers. Tier 1 is your core positions. These are your highest conviction ideas, companies you've done the most research on, where you understand the business deeply and the valuation is compelling. These might be 5 to 8% of your portfolio each. Combined, they make up the majority of your holdings. Tier 2 is your standard positions, solid companies that belong on your watch list, but where you have slightly less conviction or the valuation is less clear. These might be 3 to 5% each. Tier 3 is your speculative positions, smaller companies, earlier stage businesses, or situations where the upside is large, but so is the uncertainty. These should be 1 to 2% each, small enough that if they go to 0, you barely feel it, but if they go up 5 times, you notice. Now, let's talk about sector diversification. Paste this follow-up prompt. I am planning to hold the following stocks in my portfolio. List your stocks here. Please analyze this list and tell me, 1. What percentage of my portfolio is in each sector? 2. Whether I am over-concentrated in any single sector. 3. What sectors I am completely missing that a balanced long-term portfolio might want exposure to. 4. 2 or 3 specific stocks worth researching to fill any gaps. What you get back is an instant sector map of your portfolio and a clear picture of where you're exposed and where you have blind spots. Why does this matter? Because sectors move together. If you own 5 tech stocks and the tech sector drops 30%, your whole portfolio drops 30%. But if you're spread across technology, healthcare, consumer staples, industrials, and financials, when one sector sells off, the others often hold up. That's diversification actually working. Now, the most powerful step, stress testing. Paste this prompt. Please stress. Test my portfolio against the following 3 scenarios. Scenario 1, a 2008 style financial crisis where the overall market drops 50%. Scenario 2, a 2022 style rate hiking environment where growth stocks fall 40% and value stocks hold up better. Scenario 3, a sector-specific crash in your largest sector. For each scenario, estimate how my portfolio might perform and identify which positions are most vulnerable. This is what professional risk managers do before any major investment decision. They ask, what's the worst case and can we survive it? AI can walk you through that exercise in 2 minutes. I want to be clear, AI can't predict the future and neither can I. These scenarios are approximations, not guarantees. But the exercise forces you to think through your downside before you're in the middle of it, and that's priceless. Here's the full portfolio construction workflow. Step 1. Use the position sizing prompt to set your framework before you start buying. Maximum position size, tiering system, and a simple rule you follow every time. Step 2. As you build your watch list, use the sector diversification prompt to check your exposure. Make sure no single sector dominates. Step 3. Once you have a draft portfolio, run the stress test. Identify your most vulnerable positions and make sure you're comfortable with the downside. Step 4. Combine this with your investment memos from episode 8. Every position in your portfolio should have a 1-page memo behind it. If you can't write the memo, you're not ready to buy. Step 5. Review your portfolio structure every quarter, not to trade more, to make sure nothing has drifted far out of alignment. Your homework this week, paste your current holdings or watch list into the sector diversification prompt and share what you find in the comments. Are you more concentrated than you thought? I'd love to know. Next week, we're wrapping up this series with something I get asked about constantly: how to use AI to track news and events for your portfolio so you're never caught off guard by something you could have seen coming. Subscribe so you don't miss that, and I'll see you in the next one.